How y'all doing? I figured I'd just come on today and just have a conversation with y'all. As you know, my name is Charles Stencil. I'm a designer, I'm an engineer, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a father, a husband. Pretty much what I actually do as a designer or entrepreneur, I go out and help people pretty much make their visions come true. What that intake is me using different software like AutoCAD. Um, there are other software called Floor Planner and Sketchup and other software. But pretty much, most of the time, I do the designs that fit what the customer needs. Like for instance, most of my drawings you probably have seen lately in 3D or in 3D Floor Planner. It's a software that's easy to use. I use my knowledge of engineering to design for a person's house. So it could be a structural design, architectural design, a site plan design, mechanical design. It's all different types of field of engineering. Now, excuse me how I'm kind of a little bit laid back, but I wanted to be here with you, everyone. So I wanted to have a conversation with you so that you can understand who I am. So it goes all the way back to high school. I was in an engineering program. Let's go further back than that. My grandfather. My grandfather used to sit outside with me. He'd sit on the porch and we talk about the houses, how certain things are designed and how they look and all. So I started sketching, and he noticed that I knew how to sketch very well. I knew how to draw very well. So I was doing a vanishing point. Some of y'all there probably don't know what vanishing point is. When you have a point area that where you designate when your line is going to, your drawing is going to vanish, look like it's going like in 3D. So you have a vanishing point. You have your image on the side, how you want it to look, and you make it vanish onto a point of origin, which is the vanishing point. So within that, pretty much I was good with that. So then I decided to take on a little bit more knowledge of engineering. So my grandfather used to always tell me, he said, he called me Chucky. He said, Chucky, I want you to learn every field of engineering. So that's what I did. I soaked up all the knowledge I can. I did everything from nuclear, architectural, military designs to all types of designs, pretty much. Like in DC, some of the designs on K Street in Northwest I worked on with a company called Smith Group. So Smith Group was one of the architectural companies I worked with that they actually opened up my eyes more in the mechanical field, or you knew the architecture field. I started off in a structural field. I was doing that with a Virginia company called Structural Alliance. I mastered doing work for them, worked with the Parsons Group, with the Mosaic Group, a whole lot of groups of engineering, real high-end engineering companies. To this day, if I actually put a resume in for them to ask them to hire me, they will let me in. I've been getting emails, I've been getting not phone calls, I've been getting emails from them a lot to this day. And I left them at least about probably 21 years ago. But let's go back on the track what we actually talking about. I want to let y'all know who I am, pretty much. That's what we was on. So pretty much after designing for different companies, doing network engineering and other fields, I decided to start up my own company because everybody that I work with or work in a company with, they said you have the skill to actually run your own business. Now, I didn't have the confidence. I'll be honest with you. Who gave me the confidence was my wife. My wife saw how much I love the field of engineering, and I listened to her. Went into the field even deeper, and pretty much I noticed that I was knowing more information than most of the engineers. Like, like when I got into site survey, great company I was working with, Land and Compass. I'm gonna put their name out there. Due to things that happened, we parted different ways. But the thing was, learn survey. I mastered that. I was doing site plans. I was turning in deeds. And what I mean by turning deeds, I'm writing the coordinates of how I actually designed the site plan according to the site. Now you can get a certified engineer to do the seal for you. Most of the time, most of my engineers that I had, I started signing them up. I paid out of the pocket, but most of them wanted me to actually join their business. See, the thing was for me was that I wanted to start my own business to actually help people, because there are some engineering companies that's out there. They design for people's homes, and it takes a long period of time. Most of the time when I design for people, I design their work probably within the same month or a month and a half. But most people, if you really think about it, I know plenty of y'all probably has some floor plans, like 3 levels, 4 levels, and it took around about 6 months to get it. Yes, they had to go to a structural engineer person. Yes, they had to go to a mechanical person to make sure things are correct. Plus, they had to go to an electrical person. And there's a lot of other things. And then in the county, when you submit it to the county, they can reject the drawings for you. Did you know that? And when they reject it, that's because the architect worked with an electrical person. Architect would work with a structural person, and architect work with a mechanical person. Now, within working with them, any one of them has changed any designs on there, that makes the architect start back over from scratch to fix according to the rules of HVAC. Put like this, it's the ASHRAE. Everybody in engineering follow the ASHRAE, except for civil engineering. But that's outside the building. That's not inside the building, if you didn't know that. So, learning all the things that I need to learn and studying, I was always trying to keep myself ahead of everyone. And that's what I pretty much did. I didn't act like I knew everything when I went to the company I worked for, even though I knew the answer. There were some companies that wanted me to be the structural engineer, and I wasn't even certified for structural engineering, but because I had the knowledge and know how to calculate the information, that I was able to get it back to them in a short time, even though they still wait for the structural engineering, and they found out there's probably a little minor load calculation, like the LVLs and the beams and rebars. You probably got a P2 or P3. They could be a P8. That's pretty much for the post. If you don't understand that, some engineer will actually know that. And just like the HVAC, you had a calculation for the HVAC. Like I have an example here for the HVAC that I want to share with you. Pardon me, I wasn't even planning on doing this, but I'm gonna be open to that. See, let me see. Where did I actually place it at? I must have moved it when I looked at my last project. But what I was going to show y'all was actually a load calculation for ductwork and pipe related. There's a scaling on there. A lot of people don't know about it. There's some people that do know about it. But pipe related and duct related, if you look it up, they calculate the flow of air and also with water when it's in a pipeline. Yes, I had to learn that also. So in structure, you got to calculate the loads. Depends on the window. You got to calculate even when it comes down to how much load on a floor, starting from the roof, working down to get to a foundation, because the foundation, that's how much you need to know to calculate all the loads if it starts from the roof, going down to the basement to the foundation. See, The thing about engineering is that everybody wants to have their talent and want to max out how much money they want to give to somebody. With me, I love to design just for the customer. See, if my customer is happy, which 99% of my customers has been happy, I probably had one fallout on one customer, and that's only because it was a miscommunication, which I learned how to do better in that communication. And that was pretty much my fourth customer I ever had. You know, the complication was about designing the windows. As for the foundation, as for how the walls was, how the handicap standards, as in going up ramp, going up elevator, going to different floors, going to the bathroom, all that was all correct. It was just the window. The window. But the thing was, I could have turned around and changed the window, but the customer didn't want to talk. So they try to use what little I have given them to win a project that I knew it wasn't going to win because all the information wasn't in there. See, the thing was, I told them, and I put it on across the drawing, draft. You cannot submit anything that says draft on there. You gotta get it a clear marker off the drawing. And everybody know what a clear marker is. It's just pretty much a marker in the background that fades out to let you know this is not the final. There were some notes on there that I didn't even share with them, that I didn't even update on there. They didn't even calculate right. As in most county, when you do a site survey, you want to give how much community people that can have parking. You had a rule for parking, how many parking spaces you need, how many people can fit in a building, and also what's the highest maximum capacity for someone to be in the building. And when you're doing that, you got different rules for that also. You got, if it's a child, if it's children living or staying inside the unit, you had to make sure your HVAC is calibrated for a load of flow that's coming inside there for a child. It's a certain standard. Maryland have their, DC, Virginia, all different states have their different flow. And if you don't follow their rules, it's rejected. Most people don't even know about that. And the thing is, even for like designing your house, did you know in the middle of the street to the top of your ridge of your roof, it's a certain requirement. That's why some houses are taller and some of them are short, because they're rated. They're zoning. Your zoning will be a zone R, a zone RR, or it could be different types, depends on the county. And that's all according to the type of soil you actually have there. That's what that go off of. And the county have it for different areas. They have it on a plaque, which survey people actually know, and they provide that to the structure person. Tell them how high you can actually build it. If you know the structure, when they have those little spikes on the ground or wood in the ground, that's pretty much telling how high you can build something starting off from the ground. So they can have a certain slope for water to concentrate to go the right direction. And within that, you got to also, the survey people will actually tell you where to place your property at, because the BRL. If you don't know what BRL is, look that up. I don't want to give that away. It actually does tell you your area of your land where you can fit a building into. And also, it will also tell you if you have floodplains. Survey people actually does that too. Not many people knew about that. So there's a lot of field of engineering that people don't really know about. And what I'm actually doing is that I'm gonna have a conversation with as many as people as possible. A free conversation. We can meet up on Zoom and you can ask me any question that you want. If I don't have the answer, I will tell you I don't know the answer, but I will point you in the right direction. But the thing is, what you don't know can't be answered here. And what you don't know, do know. We can figure it out together. I can tell you one thing. I've been in the field of engineering now for what? 21 years. Different fields of engineering. And you can look through my platform that is right below. And in different videos, I have designed some buildings that actually been built. A historic home you will see on there. You will see that I did a mansion. I did a mansion in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, and it had an elevator inside of it. The customer wanted the elevator. I didn't even know how to do it. I asked a friend about a blueprint, a floor plan design, and actually the notes, as in how the rules go for an elevator. It was done. It took me a little bit of time. The elevator took me at least around about, I'll say, 2.5 weeks to figure out. Because I had to redo my structural engineering. I had to do all my joists, my getter truss. I had to do foundation, everything. Anybody in engineering will tell you that will ruin your design. It will change your whole design because you have to catch the loads on around the elevator. So with that said, pretty much I wish y'all all the best. Hope that y'all decide to click like, or even so, send me a message. Let me know what you think about this video. Because the thing is, if you love it, I'll give y'all more information about engineering. We can go into different fields. We can break things down. You can ask me questions on my page, and I will answer and do a video for you. I even post it on YouTube, so y'all can follow right behind me and ask questions. The thing is, we all need to help one another. The thing is, everyone needs some help. So with that said, my name is Charles Stansel. I'm an engineer, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm an entrepreneur. And I love helping people with their vision.